Guys, I'm back. Here is the second part of your SOL review for today. This will be SOL review day for part 2. Okay. Again, I broke it up on your presentation. You need to make sure you read and fill in the answers and turn it in if you have a question about what that means. And this will all get turned in together. It's all one presentation. Go back to the first slide or first couple slides and I have an example. I put the formula sheet and Desmos on here for you. These are live links, okay, as well as throughout the presentation, right? So I'm gonna actually open. Ooh, it's hard looking through my phone looking at this. I'm gonna open this formula sheet. So we have it there. It should look familiar. All right, I'm gonna go back to my presentation. All right. Okay. All right. And here's my example for Desmos. All right. I have the link. Remember, you're going to use the formula from your formula sheet. You're going to type it in and hit enter. That 8 won't be there. Then you're going to say B equals 4, H equals 6, hit enter, and then 8 will be there. Okay. And then 8 would be your answer on your sheet. Okay, my YouTube video will be here. Okay, so it says, determine whether each scenario represents perimeter, area, surface area, or volume. Okay, wrapping a birthday present in a square box. Okay, we're wrapping around the outside, so if you chose surface area, you would be correct. Putting a new fence around a garden. Please remember, perimeter is when we are talking about around the outside of something. Filling a jug with lemonade, that's the inside measurement, and that would be volume. Okay, painting a canvas. This is kind of like laying carpet, okay? How much paint you're gonna need is gonna be determined on how big the canvas is, and you're doing just the one side, and so that would be area. And putting a label on a soup can, that's around the outside, so that would also be surface area. Give me a second and I'll write it down so you can pause them and copy them. All right, so here you go for your answers. Again, the wrapping the birthday present is the surface area because it's a 3D object and you're going around the outside of it. Fence is perimeter. Volume is the lemonade because that's inside a 3-dimensional object. So how much lemonade would it hold? Okay, area, and then surface area for the food can. All right, guys, I am on slide 21. It says find the volume and surface area of a rectangular prism, with a length of 11, width of 6 inches, and a height of 8.5 inches. Okay, and if you notice here, and I did this on all of these slides from here to the end, I have the formula sheet and Desmos. If you have it up one time, you don't need it again, but I put it there so you don't have to search for it every time, okay? So I've got my Desmos up, I've got my formula sheet, which we're working with rectangular prism, right? So here's our volume and our surface area. I wrote them down for myself, so as I'm typing these, I can kind of look over. And remember, this is what we're doing. So I'm gonna say volume equals length times width times height. Enter, okay? Length equals, back to my problem, 11. Width equals 6. Height equals 8.5. And immediately it changes to 561. Whoop, 561. So I would go back here. I would type V equals, make sure you put V so I know it's volume, 561 inches. Cubed, of course. SA equals, now let's see how this works, 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH equals, okay? And so I'm gonna go back, I need to go back and I need to do my length equals 11 again, width equals 6, height equals, watch, it's gonna, oh, look, 8.5. Equals. Okay, that didn't work. What did I do wrong? Maybe I should put parentheses around these. Nope. It shouldn't, because it should use order of operations. I might have to start this video over. Let's see if I delete all this, will it go away? Whoops. Plus 2WH. It's not working, guys. What did I do wrong? 2LW, 2LH, 2WH. It should be working. Equals 11. I don't know. Let me figure it out and I'll get back to you. All right, I totally figured out what I did wrong. So if you look on, if you go back a couple seconds, I had surface area equals here. Don't put the surface area, just put the formula. 2 length times width, 2 length times height, plus 2 width times height, and then do that. And it came up with 421. I'm thinking the surface area confused it. Volume's pretty standard, so maybe 1 letter was okay, but 2's not, because that would mean it was multiplying, not. That makes sense. Okay, so just put this, don't put surface area. All right, guys, slide 22, last problem in our do now. We have a square base pyramid. It's a square because if you notice, both of the sides, even though it doesn't look congruent, it says it's 10 meters, so it is going to be a square on the bottom. All right, if we flip over to our formula sheet, okay, we have our square pyramid right here. It gives us our volume and our base. All right, so let's go back. Let me hang on. I forgot to clear up my calculator so I can do that easily. All right, so let's go back here. I wrote everything down. Okay, I wrote everything down here. Okay, volume, surface area. Now, remember, the big B is the base area. If you go back to the picture, our bottom bases were 10 by 10. Area is length times width, so we get 100. I'm going to use 100 for big B. Perimeter, that's our little p, okay? We need that for surface area. There's 4 sides to a square. They are all 10, so we get 40. Sorry for the glare, okay? The height is 12. I'm going to explain that in a minute. It does not give that in the picture. The slant is 13. So if you look right here, okay, there's 13. This is the slant, okay? Now, take a look at this picture before I explain how I got the height. Because in a square pyramid, the height starts here and goes down here and forms a right triangle with the center of the square pyramid. Okay. Center point. Now, remember way back when we talked about the Pythagorean theorem. Okay. It gives us the slant of 13. That is the hypotenuse of our triangle. It does not give us the other 2 sides. However, I know that that middle height comes down to the middle. If I'm dealing with a square, what is the middle of 10? That would be 5. I remember my Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I get 169 minus 25 equals 144. The square root of 144 is 12. Therefore, the height of this square pyramid is 12. Okay? I'm not going to repeat myself. Just go back and watch it again. That's why I am doing videos for you. All right. So knowing that information, we're going to flip over to Desmos, and I'm going to, learning my lesson, just type 1/3 base times height. And you don't have to capitalize on here because it doesn't really care because you are putting in the numbers. I know my big B, I said, is 100. And I know my height, I figured out, was 12. Oops. Equals 12. I get 400. Okay. Pretty easy. Now I'm going to try this the other way. The way I was doing it. 1/2 LP. Oops. I always forget to move my cursor. LP plus B. Let's see if it will. L equals, that's my slant, 13 P equals, we said 40. And look, it changed it already because we had the big B up there already. Okay? So 360. So just by typing that, see, we learned. I'm learning new things every day. We got 400, and then we got 360. Okay? Make sure you label those surface area and surface area and volume. Okay, volume's going to be cubed. Surface area is going to be squared. And that is the end of your do now. All right, surface area. Entire surface would mean surface area. Okay, so same thing we just did. Type it into Desmos. Volume, we just did that. This is a cone though. So you're going to go back to your formula sheet, find cone. Volume of cone is right here. This says rectangular base, but clearly it's a square because it's 3.5, 3.5. So this is slide number 28. So make sure you know this is a square base pyramid. I'll add a little text box right here that tells you it is a square. So you're going to use the volume for that. The radius, just do the formula and you're going to try to figure out R. It'll tell you. Okay, that should be about it. I hope you all are doing well. I have to go to school tomorrow. Here, let's see. Hi. I have to go to school tomorrow and clean up my classroom, so I won't be on Zoom. I'm taping this Monday night. Email me if you have any questions. Watch these. I tried to go into a little bit more detail like I would on Zoom, and I look forward to seeing you all Thursday. Miss you all. Bye.